This video is sponsored by Squarespace, the all-in-one website building platform. Hi friends. A couple weeks ago over on Instagram, I asked you all what were your most loved and most hated fashion trends of 2023, and you all delivered in those replies. So today I am formally tier ranking 2023's biggest and most notable fashion trends. By the way, if you want to participate in future videos like this and or get regular fashion inspo, you can follow me on Instagram at BeepWorld. So first, let's introduce our ranking system. At the top is S tier. You have done nothing wrong ever in your life. Obviously, my top most favorite trends of the year that I have felt excited and inspired by throughout the year and still now. Next up, A tier is casual enjoyer. These are things I like. I either do wear them or would wear them, but they're just not quite as exciting to me as the S tier. B tier is respect the pouch, because I respect it. I am really aging myself with that reference, I fear.
Respect the pouch! Respect it!
These are looks that aren't necessarily for me. I don't wear them, but I think they're fun. I get the appeal. I enjoy seeing it on others. C tier is go girl give us nothing. This is for looks that are just completely boring to me. I don't necessarily think they look bad, but there's just nothing interesting or creative about them. D tier is psyopt. These are trends that I think are only a thing because some hot famous person wore them, and we've now been exposed to them so many times that we've been convinced that they're cute. But I think they look bad. And finally, we have F tier, glitch in the simulation. This is for trends that feel like a dystopian nightmare, and I am actively against them. And of course, I just want to state that these are my personal, unqualified opinions on these trends, not my opinions of anyone in the pictures I use or of anyone who wears these trends. If I don't like a fashion item that you wear, it is not a reflection on you as a person or even on your style, really. It's a reflection on my style. I just hate the idea of someone being embarrassed to keep wearing something they love because some rando on the internet said so. A lot of people don't like what I wear, and I still wear it, so I hope you'll do the same. Now that we've got all that laid out, let's begin the rankings. First up, I feel like we have to start with what I think is one of the most defining trends of this year because it is so specific to one event of this year, and that is Barbiecore. This is a look I have talked about before in trend videos. Honestly, a lot of these you've heard at least some of my opinions on before, but I have already said I am passing on this trend because although I think it's so camp and so fun, I don't really wear pink or hyper feminine style, so just nothing about this is really my style at all. So this one's gonna go in B tier, respect the pouch. Very fun to see, but it just does not feel like me in any way. Next, we have Adidas Sambas, this year's it girl of the sneaker world. And to me, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, I would wear it, but I also would wear any of these plain, simple, neutral sneakers. There is absolutely nothing special about how this sneaker looks to me. So it's going in go girl, give us nothing. Next trend, low-rise bottoms, specifically low-rise jeans. I am really torn on this because, like, I hate low-rise, but I think that's mainly because of how it looks on me as a short person with short legs and a long torso. So I think I just have to accept that as much as I want to put it in psyopt, it's not actually ugly, I just don't like it. Any rise of pants cannot be super amazing, gorgeous, or totally ugly and ridiculous. Like, it's just the rise on some pants. That said, it's also not doing anything interesting or exciting or creative, so it's going in go girl, give us nothing. Next up, we have sheer outfits. And I'm specifically thinking of those like sheer lace maxi dresses or maxi skirts that had such a moment this year. This one is completely impractical for everyday life, and I also don't have the confidence to wear this ever. I'm wearing a lace top right now. I have the confidence for sheer on top, but sheer on the bottom, having like my butt exposed, just, I would feel like I'm in danger if I wore that out in the world. But I am happy to see other people doing it. I like it, I think it's cute. I also feel like more revealing fashion trends are always kind of cool because it can sort of push people to get more comfortable with women's bodies, and it minimizes that pressure that women have to cover up and hide their bodies and not like be provocative or whatever. It feels kind of rebellious that way. And also it just looks like pretty and sexy and cool. Anyone who actually does wear this out in the world, like, I'm saluting you, I respect you, and you look hot. So this is going in Respect the Pouch. Our next trend is bows and ribbons. Bows and ribbons, especially in the hair, have already been quite popular for maybe 2 years, but they seem to have grown in popularity this year despite already being huge in 2022. The girls simply love it. They're not sick of it yet, and neither am I. Bows and ribbons just feel so timeless yet playful. They're like traditional yet youthful, simple yet ornate. I just feel like they can work in so many different ways. They're so simple yet so powerful. So many of you in my Instagram replies also said this was your favorite trend of 2023. Some of you said it was your most hated. And that's fine, but obviously the bow train is going full steam ahead and I am on it, baby. Bows have done nothing wrong ever in their lives. Next up, we have underwear as pants. But before I tell you my thoughts on this one, let me thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is such an intuitive web design platform to get started with any project you want to have an online presence. They have so many different gorgeous template options, but the templates are also super flexible so you can customize the details to exactly what you're looking for. Their next generation website design system, Fluid Engine, also makes all that customization easy and straightforward with drag and drop technology. And Squarespace also lets you market and sell through their platform to suit your business needs, with options to sell physical products, virtual downloads, or even exclusive member areas and content on your site. So click the link in my description for a free trial and to get 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Now, underwear as pants. I think I actually feel quite similarly on this one to how I feel about the sheer dresses and skirts look, although I think this one looks a little more ridiculous. The lace dress one is at least like pretty and more fashiony. Underwear as pants kind of just looks like nothing, and yet it feels like a very bold and ballsy move. And I kind of have to respect it on that alone, you know? Especially like if any normal person is doing this. Like when celebrities do it, it's not really as bold because, you know, they can get away with anything. But if you're a regular person doing this, I love that. I fear you, and I mean that as a compliment. This is a respect the pouch trend. Next up, we have the Miu Miu biker boots. Now, I'm not normally one for like one specific model of shoes. Like I said, with the Sambas, often I'm like, what makes this version so special? But in this case, the answer is many things make it special. I love these boots. The 4 buckles on the side, plus the little ring harness at the ankle, and then 2 more buckles across the front. This design just like screams effortlessly cool to me. They feel somehow both edgy and rustic. They're unique yet versatile. Am I obsessed with them enough that I have had to go like hunt some down that look like this and integrate them into my wardrobe? No, which is why they're going in casual enjoyer, but I really love the look of these. All right, next up is quiet luxury / stealth wealth. This as like a style is confusing to me because what makes it quiet or stealthy is that it just looks like normal everyday regular clothes, but it's exorbitantly expensive. I feel like this Gwyneth Paltrow trial outfit encapsulates this perfectly. Like it's just so normal looking. Honestly, the actual values behind this whole stealth wealth, quiet luxury thing feel more like psyop or glitch in the simulation status, because like tricking ourselves into thinking we can look or be anything like the uber wealthy by wearing neutrals is truly delusional. But I'm trying to rank these purely on the look of things, so it looks fine, it's giving nothing, that's where it's going. Next up, we have corpcore. Honestly, I don't know if anyone who is wearing this is really actually calling it corpcore, but there is definitely a trend towards neutral, more formal corporate attire outside of a corporate setting for fashion purposes. I also don't really know if this is actually any different than quiet luxury or stealth wealth. I feel like they're kind of slightly different thought processes that lead to like the same end result. So maybe I should have just made these all one, but this is also obviously going in Go Girl Give Us Nothing for the same reasons. All right, next we gotta talk about the Mischief big red boots. At first when I remembered this, I was like, were these even a trend really or just like a random gimmick? And then I googled it and discovered they sold out within minutes. A bunch of celebrities were spotted wearing them, and now you can get knockoffs from Shein, Amazon, and Temu. So I would say that warrants a place in this ranking. That said, I really don't know what to make of these. Like, do they feel like fashion to me at all? No. Are they potentially kind of interesting as a concept / art piece / artifact of this particular moment in history? Yes, they are fascinating. Do I respect them? Ultimately, No, I just don't think these are fashion. I've never seen them styled in a way that makes them look stylish. Honestly, the term glitch in the simulation does sort of sum up how I feel about these. So I think I have to put them at the bottom. Next up, denim maxi skirts. I have mentioned before that I think how you feel about denim maxi skirts is directly correlated to the religiosity of your upbringing, and being raised quite Catholic, these just sort of give me conservative religious vibes, and therefore I just simply cannot get on board with them. I think just because I saw them worn in a way that I found unstylish throughout my childhood, these just never look good to me. And although I can respect the fashion girlies wearing them, and I know it's kind of arbitrary that I don't like them, it would definitely take some psychological manipulation to get me into this look. So for me, it does have to go in psyopt. Our next trend is ballet flats. And honestly, this is one that for me really depends on the particular shape and style. Like if it has a pointier toe, I like it more. If it's actually not a flat and it has like a little bit of a heel, I like that more. If it has some strap across it. But the actual true classic simple ballet flat, I kind of hate. I just cannot shake that childhood association. And so I think those two feelings combined actually kind of puts them in the middle, in the C tier. Which is also fair, because there is also nothing special or creative or revolutionary about ballet flats. Off the shoulder tops, one of the biggest, like, actually mainstream trends of this year, I think. And I actually love the look of these. I think it's very beautiful and elegant, and even, like, it could fit into my style. It's how this style looks on my particular body shape that I don't love, because I have sort of wider shoulders compared to my hips, which are quite narrow. And for that reason, they must go into the B tier, because I do not wear this look. But I do think they are one of the most wearable trends of this year for a lot of people, and they look lovely on a lot of people. Next up, we have the clean girl aesthetic. And this is the epitome of Go Girl Give Us Nothing if I've ever seen it. I don't even feel like I really understand what makes this an aesthetic. It's just like wearing natural but pretty makeup with gold hoops and putting your hair in a little sleek bun. I just don't feel like that warrants an aesthetic category. It just doesn't tell me anything about you as a person, which is fine, but it's not aspirational or exciting to me. We can aspire to something more personal and distinct than this. C tier for the clean girl aesthetic. Next up, the color red. Specifically, a pop of red. This was another crowd favorite, much beloved in the Instagram replies, and I am right there with you. I mentioned this in 2 fashion I'm loving right now videos this year. I'm not really one for the red monochrome thing. I don't really do monochrome of any color, but I love adding red into my outfit, and it's been one of my favorite colors to incorporate this year. I love that it's so classic, yet so bold and vibrant at the same time. That doesn't really explain why we're all so excited and delighted by this regular ass color in this particular year of 2023, but I'm still riding the wave. A pop of red just hits different. I feel like I love what it adds to basically every single outfit. This is an S tier trend. Next, those chunky pendant necklaces. Before I rank these, I do actually have to come clean. I have to atone for my previous mistake. In a previous video, I described these as plastic pendants, and many people corrected me in the comments and let me know actually they're usually made of glass, which does make a lot more sense and also improves their standing for me a little bit. So thank you to the people who informed me about that. That said, these do still kind of remind me of jewelry I got like as a McDonald's Happy Meal toy or in a Halloween costume as a child. And for that reason, they must go in psyopt. I think maybe I just hate oversized neck accessories because our next trend is rosette chokers, and I really dislike these even more than the chunky pendants. I just think they look ridiculous. Having one large, round, fluffy shape like at your neck just looks so silly and wrong to me. It looks disproportionate. And like, I can admit, the flower choker can work when you commit to like the gothic, romantic, maximalist style that they sort of historically originate from. But the trend was not really that. The trend was just adding these onto any outfit with no context, which looks so ridiculous to me. So these are also going in psyopt. Next up, we have Mary Janes. And despite not really owning any of these, the closest I have are these guys. I love this trend. This kind of feels like it's taking what's appealing about the ballet flat, a sort of slim, lower profile, girly, dressier shoe, and then resolving everything I don't like about the ballet flat. by adding a thicker sole, often a little heel, and a strap across it. Plus, these do not have to be low profile. They can also be thick and chunky, and I really like all of them. They feel classic yet playful. Are we noticing a theme in my S-tier trends? That's really just the intersection of fashion that I love. And yeah, these have done nothing wrong ever in their lives. Next, asymmetrical tops. I feel like this was kind of a sleeper hit of this year. I don't know if I'm using that term right. I just mean people didn't like talk about asymmetrical tops a ton as a trend, but I feel like I saw them everywhere. It was like an under-discussed but very present trend. And I'm a fan of these. I love the unexpectedness they add to an outfit, the dynamicism, the creativity you can have with them. I don't feel the need to go out and look for it, but ultimately I would own it. Like I would wear this and I like it. So I think that earns it casual enjoyer status in the A tier. Asymmetrical skirts, on the other hand, an easy S tier for me. I love them for really all the same reasons I love the asymmetrical tops, but I like these even more because you can reversibly DIY the asymmetry by like safety pinning up parts of long skirts you already have. And also an asymmetrical top can feel kind of off on your body sometimes, like it feels unbalanced, but an asymmetrical skirt, I've never really felt that way. I also think it applies to more weather situations. Basically, these skirts have no flaws and have done nothing wrong ever in their lives. Next up, we have the intentional exposed bra look. I don't even know if this is like a full-on mainstream trend yet, but I felt like I had to talk about it because we saw it on so many celebrities this year. We got Sydney Sweeney, Scarlett Johansson, Olivia Rodrigo's album cover. This late 2000s, early 2010s trend is coming back, people. I have such distinct memories of like my cool older teen sister dressing like this at that time, and her friends and my friends' older sisters. I think a lot of people hate this, but I like it. I don't know. It's weirdly like nostalgic to me. I think like some of the other more revealing trends I've discussed in this video, it feels a little rebellious, a little cheeky. I just love when girls give an FU to respectability standards. I like seeing women like make a statement and take ownership of things that are normally, you know, expected to be hidden and covered up. This is again one I don't really see myself wearing because I don't even wear bras usually. And I think a lot of these more revealing, sexier trends like feel cool to me, but I feel too shy to wear them. So this is going in B tier. Definitely respect it. Next, the Baggu x Sandy Liang, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, and apologies if it's wrong, collab bow bag. I mean, this bag is adorable. Simple, cute, a great collab. That said, do I think it necessarily warrants the hype it received? It literally sold out in minutes. They're now selling for more than double the original price secondhand. And like, I get why people were so drawn to this. I get why it was such a huge success because it's an accessible, affordable bag that has, you know, the attachment to this really cool designer that like young women love right now. And it's cute, it's adorable. However, do I think its attachment to the designer was a bigger part of its appeal than actually this being like the best, most amazing, most exciting and revolutionary bag of all time? Yeah, I think it's because Sandy Liang's name was attached to it. Especially because like you could easily DIY this. So this is all to say, this is an A tier item for me. I would use it. I like it. I'm a casual enjoyer. But it's just not worth the S tier hype that it has gotten. Next up, Crocs. Crocs are so ridiculous looking and so ugly. I get that people have that awareness and it's kind of this like goofy, ironic fashion thing. And also a lot of people just wear them casually as like slippers and not like for fashion. But the fact that these are having a fashion moment at all with like high-end designer collabs is giving glitch in the simulation. The idea of them as fashion is so bewildering to me, I can't in good faith put them anywhere else. Our next trend is those sporty ballet flat hybrids, the Puma ballet flats. And I feel like you all are going to be shocked to hear me say, I like these. I'm laughing at myself because I'm like, what do you mean you like them? How is it that I don't like ballet flats or sambas or any other ugly on purpose shoe or most other 2000s trends? And yet, Something about these is appealing to me? I don't know either. I can't explain my own psyche. They just feel like such a weird blend of like sporty and girly, and also kind of like medieval peasant shoes, but also kind of futuristic and space agey at the same time. I can't explain it, and I don't really actually see myself wearing these. They don't really seem like my style necessarily, but I like seeing them. I think they're fun. I don't know why. These get a respect the pouch from me. Next item on the docket, over the knee, super baggy jorts. I actually really like the movement towards longer and baggier jean shorts in general, but for me, once it's at the knee or lower, it looks ridiculous. It makes people's legs look so disproportionate. This feels like something where I don't know if anybody saw this as an introductory beginnings of a trend and immediately was like, oh my god, I love that. That's so me. It looks so cute. This feels more like something that everyone like hated at first and then only got into after seeing it over and over again and coming to accept it into their brains via repeated exposure. So to me, this is a textbook psyop trend. That is where it's going. Next, sports jerseys. I was honestly quite surprised how many of you on Instagram cited this as your most hated trend of this year, because my Instagram audience and I were obviously in agreement on most trends, but I really like this one, even though a lot of you seem to hate it. I don't know if I actually like all sports jerseys, but I really like soccer jerseys, and that seems to have been like the main one that was the trend this year. It feels sporty and playful, yet kind of classic, again, like a lot of the trends I like, and it's kind of like a t-shirt, but just a little more interesting. Maybe it's also because both of my sisters played soccer growing up, and so I have this sort of like nostalgic association with and attachment to soccer jerseys. I really didn't know people hated them so much, but I love this look, and I am bravely going to put this in You Have Done Nothing Wrong Ever in Your Life. This is an S tier item to me. I'll say it. Next up, Uggs. I still cannot believe Uggs are revived from the dead in this year of our Lord 2023. I actually think these were kind of more popular last winter, but last winter was also 2023, so I'm still counting these in 2023's trends. And they're definitely still a thing this year, but I'm not a fan, obviously. To me, Uggs are kind of like the Birkenstock Bostons, which maybe I also should have put in this video, in that they were so ubiquitous in my middle and high school years that to me, they feel so generic that they tell me absolutely nothing about the person wearing them. So in that way, they're sort of a go girl give us nothing shoe, except that I also personally just don't like how they look. And maybe that's because of the associations I have with them, with that style of like 2010. I just think in pretty much every outfit, a different shoe would look better than Uggs or Birkenstock Bostons. These are both psyops to me. I feel like they required repeated exposure for people to like them again. So D tier. Our next trend is coastal cowgirl. And first and foremost, I would like to say, this wasn't even really a meaningful trend, right? Like, this was a manufactured industry plant trend, like the blueberry milk nails thing. Was that also this year? God, imagine trying to explain that sentence to a 17th century lord. From what I can tell, all this really means is like wearing cowboy boots and a white dress and you're standing on the beach, which is an absolutely go girl give us nothing moment. Okay, we're closing in on the end of the list here. This is the second to last item, sequins and metallics. This is something I have quite enjoyed seeing. I think it's fun, it's different. I love style that's about being extra for no reason. That said, every time I buy anything metallic, I never wear them. I feel like I only ever buy them for like the theoretical purpose of going out, which I don't do. I'm like buying them for a lifestyle that I don't actually have. And I never incorporate them casually. I just don't think it really feels like me. But I love seeing other people do it. So this is definitely a respect the pouch trend. And finally, I had to save the worst and possibly most controversial for last. Kim Kardashian's new Skims nipple bra. And I know for all the other trends, I just talked about the product and how it looks, but in this case, I feel like the marketing and promo video was as much of a moment as the product itself. And so for this one, I have to talk about more than just how it looks, because the actual product, a bra with a built-in nipple, fine. Not for me, but if people are into it, okay, sure, whatever. And that's not the thing I have an issue with. However, using climate change as a marketing technique for a product whose manufacturing process is meaningfully, actively contributing to climate change, when you have all the wealth and resources someone could possibly need to actually produce this product sustainably and ethically. Out of touch is the biggest possible understatement. Dystopian really is the word for it, and so it must go and glitch in the simulation. Sorry to end things on such a scathing note, but those are all the trends we are ranking today. Here is the official ranking list. Wait, let me look this over to see if I need to rearrange anything. You know what? No, I said what I said. These are my official rankings of 2023's most notable fashion trends. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey. This is my first tier ranking video, but it was fun to do. I was actually thinking it would be really fun to do a video tier ranking 2010's fashion trends. So let me know if you want to see that. Oh, and I heard if you leave a comment, watch another video, and subscribe to my channel, fashion publications will stop manufacturing trends that aren't actually even happening and then trying to sell them to us.